Alright, hello 6th grade Talmud boys. We are of course learning the 4 cases, so I will break it up into 4 different videos, each video a different case. I'm going to read through the Gemara so you can understand the words and the translations and the stopping points. I'll also point out the Rashis that I expect you guys to know. Excuse me. Okay, starting at Amar Rabba. Amar Rabba, Haita Evan Munachat Lo Becheko Velo Hikirba Va'amid V'nafla. So that's the case, that there was a stone that is resting in his lap. He does not recognize it there, doesn't know it's there. He stands up and it falls. And of course something, either it damages something, it kills someone, he breaks Shabbos doing it, all the different things that we're going to talk about. Le'ini Nazikin, for damages, Chayev, he would be obligated. And we know that's true because a person is always obligated in damages. The Indian Arba Devarim, Putter. For the 4 penalties, he in fact would be Putter on the 4 penalties, and the reason for that, of course, is because in order to be obligated, or Chayev, in the 4 penalties, it needs to be done on purpose, and this was accidental. The Indian Shabbat, for Shabbat, Melechet Machshavet Asra Torah. The halacha is that the Torah only asers things which are Melechet Machshavet, which means had intent in your thought for the action. Says Rashi explains that a few things have to be true in order to qualify to be chayiv on Shabbat. Sorry, for a korban or for something shogeg, something accidental. The first thing is that you have to know that you're doing the action that you're doing. There has to be intent in the actual thing, physical act which you are performing. And you need to either not realize that it's Shabbat or not realize that this thing you're doing is Asr on Shabbat. So you have to have full knowledge of what you're doing, but you forget that it's Shabbat or that it's Asr on Shabbat. And that would be Melechet Mashavat. Since he didn't even know the rock was there, there's no concern of him being chayiv for Shabbat. He's actually Pater. Le'inyan Galut, this is for accidental murder. We would have to go to an Eri Miklat. Pater. He is Pater. And Rashi points out, because it needs to have some type of knowledge of what you're doing, and since he didn't even know the rock was there, there's no knowledge of what he was doing. Le'inyan Eved, and this is where it gets a bit complicated, but for the category of Eved, for a slave, which the question is, if you blemish a slave, so the halacha is the slave gets to go free. So the question is, does he get to go free in this case since you didn't know what you're doing? In any Eved, it's actually a machloket. Plukta, the Rav Shimon ben Gamliel, v'Rabbanan. It's a disagreement between Rav Shimon ben Gamliel and the Rabbanim. And we're going to show you, we're going to read that disagreement. The Tanya, we're taught in a brisa, Hari Shahaya Rabo Rofe, that the Tana Brisa said the case is, or if the case was, that the master is also a doctor. Va'amar lo, and the slave says to him, K'chol eina aini, would you rub this cream on my eye, because he's hurt, his eyes are hurting. Visima, and he blinds him. The master blinds the slave. Or Chator li shinai, or he says, would you please clean my teeth? Vihipila, and in so doing it falls out. So sachok ba'adon v'yatza lecherus. The Rabbanan say that even though he's laughing at the master because he made him do things that would either blind him or cause his teeth to come out, and therefore he would go free, still he goes free, even though he tricked him into it. Reb Shimon ben Gamliel, on the other hand, says, Oimer, the pasuk says, v'shichata ad, so shichata, and he destroyed it, or did something to destroy it. Ad shidechavein l'shachata. So until he had intent to destroy him, he doesn't go free. So the essential machloket between Reb Shimon ben Gamliel and the Rabbanim say it doesn't matter how the Eved came to be blemished, as long as it happens, he goes free. The Rabbanan, on the other hand, say, Rav Shimon Gamliel, on the other hand, says, unless he has full intent to damage the slave, the slave does not go free. Accidental damaging does not free a slave. That is case number 1.